Opinion Caste Census Modi government's decisive step towards holistic, inclusive development. On April 30, 2025, the Modi government announced a historic decision to include caste enumeration in the forthcoming census, a move that promises to reshape India's socio-economic landscape. This decision, taken by the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, reflects a commitment to transparent, inclusive governance and the strengthening of India's social fabric. The inclusion of caste in the census is not merely a statistical exercise but a transformative step toward equitable development, ensuring that marginalized communities are accounted for in policymaking and resource allocation. Since India's independence, caste has been conspicuously absent from census operations. While the census has meticulously recorded data on religion, language, and other demographic markers, caste, a critical determinant of social and economic disparity, has been overlooked. Successive Congress governments have historically opposed the inclusion of caste in the census, citing concerns over social cohesion or administrative feasibility. However, this stance has often been perceived as a reluctance to address the deep-rooted inequalities perpetuated by caste. In 2010, then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh assured the Lok Sabha that the matter of caste census would be considered by the cabinet. A group of ministers was formed to deliberate on the issue, and most political parties, recognizing the importance of caste data for inclusive development, recommended its inclusion. Despite this consensus, the Congress-led UPA government opted for a socio-economic and caste census (SECC) survey instead of a full-fledged caste census. The SECC, conducted in 2011, was marred by methodological flaws and limited transparency, rendering its data unreliable for comprehensive policy formulation. This decision underscored the Congress and its India alliance partners' tendency to treat the caste census as a political tool rather than a governance imperative. The absence of reliable caste data has hindered India's ability to address systemic inequalities effectively. While some states have conducted their own caste surveys, the results have been inconsistent. States like Karnataka have undertaken relatively robust surveys, but others have approached the exercise with political motives, conducting non-transparent surveys that have fueled doubts and mistrust in society. Such fragmented efforts highlight the need for a standardized, transparent approach to caste enumeration. Article 246 of the Constitution of India designates the census as a union subject, listed at entry 69 in the 7th schedule. This constitutional mandate underscores the central government's responsibility to conduct a comprehensive and credible census. By including caste enumeration in the national census, the Modi government is ensuring that the process is uniform, transparent, and free from the political biases that have plagued state-level surveys. This move will provide accurate, verifiable data that can guide policy interventions aimed at uplifting marginalized communities. The inclusion of caste in the census is a critical step toward holistic and inclusive development for several reasons. The decision to include caste enumeration in the census is a testament to the Modi government's commitment to the values and interests of Indian society. Under PM Modi's leadership, the government has consistently prioritized inclusive development. The introduction of the use reservation in 2019, which provided opportunities for economically disadvantaged sections without affecting existing quotas, is a shining example of this approach. Similarly, the caste census is poised to strengthen India's social and economic structure while fostering national progress. By addressing the long-standing demand for a caste census, the Modi government is correcting a historical oversight and laying the foundation for a more equitable society. This move will ensure that marginalized communities are no longer invisible in the eyes of the state, enabling policies that uplift the most vulnerable while promoting unity and progress. The announcement of the caste census on April 30, 2025, marks a watershed moment in India's journey toward inclusive development. By moving away from the Congress legacy of reluctance and politically driven surveys, the Modi government is embracing transparency and accountability in addressing caste-based inequalities. Swipe left for next video. The inclusion of caste in the census will not only strengthen the social and economic framework of the nation but also reaffirm India's commitment to justice, equity, and unity. As the nation progresses under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, the caste census will serve as a cornerstone for building a more inclusive and prosperous India. The writer is a well-known author and national spokesperson of BJP. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect NEWS18's views. Latest blogs.